Have you ever noticed how the loudest voices in the room often go unheard? How sometimes the most powerful things come not from shouting, but from silence? It's strange, isn't it? We live in a world obsessed with noise. Noise in our minds, in our surroundings, on our screens. We're constantly told to speak up, to be heard, to make sure our presence is known. But what if the real strength lies in something far quieter? What if the secret to unlocking everything you desire isn't found in noise or force, but in stillness and silence? Silence isn't emptiness. It's not a void where nothing happens. It's a space, deep, rich, and full of unseen power. It's the pause before a storm, the breath before a leap, the calm before the breakthrough. In silence, there is room to think, to grow, to understand yourself beyond the chaos of everyday life. When you stay silent, you're not hiding. You're not giving up. You are stepping into a force that can move mountains without a sound. Imagine for a moment the silence between two heartbeats. It's not a lack, it's life itself. It's in these quiet moments that your mind can finally catch up to your dreams. It's where your true desires can speak without interruption. When you learn to stay silent in a world that demands constant noise, you're choosing to listen to yourself, to your path, and to the subtle signs guiding you forward. This silence isn't about being passive or weak. It's about mastering the art of restraint and allowing things to unfold naturally without forcing or rushing. It's about trusting that the universe is working behind the scenes even when you can't see it. The power of silence is the power of patience, reflection, and confidence. It's the quiet knowing that what you want is already on its way. Many people spend their lives talking, arguing, defending, and trying to prove their worth. But all that noise often drowns out their true voice, their intuition, their inner wisdom, their real power. The irony is that when you speak less, you listen more. When you listen more, you understand yourself and the world better. And when you understand, you gain control. Not through shouting louder, but through knowing exactly when to move, when to act, and when to wait. If you can embrace silence, you tap into a profound source of strength. Silence gives you clarity. It helps you shed the distractions, the doubts, and the fears that keep you stuck. It allows your mind to focus on what really matters. In silence, your goals don't feel like distant, chaotic noise. They become clear, steady signals guiding your every step. Here's the most important truth. Everything you want, peace, success, love, fulfillment, will come more naturally when you learn to stay silent. Not by pushing harder or fighting louder, but by calming the storm inside you. When you stay silent, you become a force of nature. You align with the flow of life, and doors begin to open without you having to knock. This is not just philosophy. It's a path proven by countless people who stopped chasing and started being. Those who mastered silence found themselves surrounded by opportunities, answers, and breakthroughs they never imagined. They discovered that silence was not the absence of action, but the presence of power waiting to be unleashed. So why does this matter to you? Because you're tired. You're tired of the noise, the pressure, the endless push to prove yourself. You're ready for a new way, a deeper, quieter way that doesn't require exhaustion or fighting. You're ready to let go and trust that everything will come naturally if you just stay silent long enough. Stay with this idea. Let it sink in. Imagine what life could be like if you stopped yelling your dreams into the void and instead whispered them to your soul. Imagine what you could achieve if you allowed silence to be your guide, not distraction. Imagine the peace that comes from knowing you don't have to force the world to listen. The world will come to you. There's a power here waiting for you, quiet, steady, unstoppable. It's the power of staying silent, the power to grow without noise, to succeed without struggle, to live without chaos. Hold on to that thought, because once you embrace silence, everything will start to come naturally. And when it does, you'll realize that silence was never empty. It was the most powerful thing you ever had. In a world that never stops talking, silence becomes a rare treasure. Yet this constant noise that surrounds us, whether from the outside world or from within, does more harm than good. It steals your focus, clouds your judgment, and drains your energy. Every day you are bombarded by opinions, judgments, expectations, and distractions. This flood of noise doesn't just confuse your mind, it slowly erodes your confidence, making you doubt your own path. Think about the moments when you felt overwhelmed. Was it not because your mind was cluttered with too many thoughts, too many what-ifs, and too many voices telling you what you should or shouldn't do? This noise isn't just external, it's internal. It's the fear whispering that you're not good enough. It's the doubt insisting that you'll fail. It's the anxiety that paralyzes your actions before they even begin. All of this noise acts like static, blocking the clear signal of your true potential. But here's a secret that so few understand. Silence is the antidote. It's the shield that protects your mind from the endless distractions. It's the space where your true self can rise above the chaos. When you allow yourself to be silent, you create a powerful barrier against the confusion and overwhelm. In silence, your thoughts become sharper, your decisions clearer, and your purpose more defined. Silence does something remarkable. It rewires your brain. Research shows that when you reduce noise and distractions, your brain can process information more deeply. It increases your ability to focus and to remember what matters most. Silence encourages introspection, which leads to self-awareness, the cornerstone of all personal growth. Without self-awareness, you are like a ship without a compass, tossed by every wave of doubt and fear. But with silence, you regain control. You see your direction. You navigate life with intention. More than that, silence strengthens your emotional resilience. In the quiet moments, you confront your fears, not to be overwhelmed by them, but to understand them and let them go. When you stop running from your doubts and stop filling every moment with noise to avoid feeling them, you give yourself the chance to heal. Silence becomes a sanctuary where your emotions settle, your mind calms, and your spirit grows stronger. The world may tell you that silence is awkward or uncomfortable, but in truth, silence is the most honest space you can enter. It's the space where you face yourself without distractions, without masks, without pretending. And in that honesty, you find clarity. You find what truly matters to you, not what others expect, not what society demands, but what your heart knows. There is immense courage in choosing silence. It takes strength to resist the urge to shout, to prove, to defend, and instead simply be. This courage is not about weakness or submission. It's about mastering yourself. It's about understanding that sometimes the loudest battles are won by those who speak least and act most intentionally. When you stay silent, you stop reacting impulsively to the noise around you. You stop being controlled by the chaos of opinions and distractions. Instead, you become a calm force. People may rush, argue, or fight to be heard, but you stand firm, quiet, and unshaken. This calmness creates a magnetic power. It draws the right opportunities, the right people, and the right moments toward you naturally. You don't have to shout to be noticed. You don't have to prove your worth through noise or action that lacks purpose. True impact comes from the quiet confidence that comes with knowing who you are and where you're going. When you cultivate silence, you develop patience. The patience to wait for the right moment, the patience to trust your journey, and the patience to allow things to unfold without force. And here lies another truth. The more you fill your life with noise, the more you push away what you truly want. Noise creates resistance. It's like shouting into a hurricane. Your voice is lost and your energy wasted. But silence invites. It opens doors. It allows life to flow naturally, effortlessly. When you quiet the chaos, you align with the rhythm of the universe, and everything moves in harmony with your intentions. Your mind, your heart, your soul, they all crave this quiet space. They are wired to function best when given room to breathe. The relentless noise doesn't just exhaust you, it blinds you to your own brilliance. Silence clears that blindness. It reveals your strengths, your dreams, and your path in vivid clarity. It reminds you that you are not your fears or your doubts. You are something far greater, something resilient, patient, and deeply capable. Silence is not a pause to be feared. It is the very engine of growth and transformation. It allows you to rebuild from the inside out. It gives your spirit the space to recover, to recharge, and to rise. And when you finally step forward, it's with a power so quiet yet so strong that nothing can stop you. So when the noise threatens to pull you under, choose silence instead. Let it be your refuge and your weapon. Let it sharpen your mind and strengthen your resolve. Because in that silence lies the space where everything you desire is quietly preparing to come to you. Stay silent and watch how naturally your life begins to shift. How clarity replaces confusion, calm replaces chaos, and strength replaces struggle. The world may never understand the power of your silence. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you do. What matters is that you learn to honor the quiet within and trust that everything you need will come, not through noise, but through the deep, unwavering strength of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is the fertile ground where growth begins. When you embrace silence, you step into a space that nurtures your mind, body, and spirit. It becomes the quiet sanctuary where your true potential is quietly cultivated, away from the distractions and pressures that steal your focus. In this sacred stillness, you begin to understand something profound. Growth is not always loud. It is often invisible, slow and steady beneath the surface. Just like a seed buried deep in the earth, your progress happens quietly. You don't see the roots spreading or the energy gathering, but beneath the surface, something powerful is taking place. This unseen work is the foundation of lasting success. It's in the silence that your thoughts organize, your skills sharpen, and your resilience builds. The noise around you may demand immediate results, constant validation, or flashy progress, but true growth resists such pressure. It requires patience, stillness, and faith in the process. When you stay silent, you give yourself permission to grow in your own time. You allow your inner world to evolve without the need to broadcast every step. This patience creates strength, a deep, unshakable confidence that does not depend on external approval. It's a quiet power that says, I am working, I am becoming, I trust the journey. And this trust fuels progress in a way that frantic effort never can. The world often glorifies hustle, the constant doing, the endless noise of activity. But hustle without silence is like trying to run a marathon with a storm in your mind. It exhausts you, drains your creativity, and clouds your vision. Silence, on the other hand, is the reset button. It clears the storm, calms your nervous system, and sharpens your focus. It allows you to work smarter, not harder. It turns random effort into deliberate action. Deliberate action arises from clarity, and clarity is born in silence. When you quiet your mind and remove the distractions, you start to see what truly matters. You stop chasing every shiny opportunity or trying to please every voice around you. Instead, you hone in on your unique path, the one that aligns with your values, your strengths, and your deepest desires. Silence gives you this clarity, and clarity turns your actions into powerful steps toward your goals. This clarity also helps you recognize what to let go of, what noise, people, or habits no longer serve your growth. Often we hold on to distractions because they fill the silence we fear. But when you embrace silence, you realize that letting go is not losing something. It's creating space for something better. It's making room for the natural flow of life to bring what is truly meant for you. This process of shedding the unnecessary is essential for growth and transformation. Growth in silence is also about inner alignment. When your actions, thoughts, and emotions are in harmony, you move with greater ease and purpose. Silence is the place where this alignment happens. It's where you confront your fears without judgment, where you face your doubts and gently release them. In silence, you learn to listen to your intuition, the quiet voice inside that guides you toward what is right, even when the path is unclear. Listening to this inner voice requires courage because it often contradicts the noise around you. Society, culture, and even your own past conditioning shout loudly, trying to dictate your choices. But your intuition whispers softly. It asks you to slow down, to reflect, to trust yourself. When you honor this whisper, you tap into a well of wisdom far deeper than any external advice. This wisdom leads you to decisions that feel right in your soul, not just your mind. Silence also enhances your creativity. In the quiet, ideas have room to breathe and grow. When you're not overwhelmed by noise and distraction, your mind can wander freely, connect dots, and innovate. Many great breakthroughs and inspirations come not from frantic brainstorming, but from moments of quiet reflection. Silence creates the mental space necessary for creativity to flourish. And as your creativity grows, so does your capacity to solve problems, overcome obstacles, and find new paths when the old ones seem blocked. Silence gives you the patience to face challenges calmly, rather than reacting impulsively. This calm approach makes you stronger, more adaptable, and more resilient. It turns setbacks into lessons, failures into stepping stones, and challenges into opportunities. There is also a profound peace that comes with growth in silence. When you trust the process and stop trying to force outcomes, you begin to experience a deeper joy in the journey itself. You learn to appreciate the small victories, the quiet progress, and the inner shifts that others may not see, but that change everything. This peace is a sign that you are growing from the inside out, building a foundation that will support lasting success and fulfillment. This kind of growth is transformative because it changes your relationship with yourself and the world. You stop seeking constant validation and start trusting your own worth. You move away from fear-driven decisions and step into choices made from love and purpose. You become a steady force, not easily shaken by the chaos around you. Silence is not a pause from life. It is the pulse of life's deepest rhythm. When you stay silent, you connect with that rhythm. You flow with it instead of fighting against it. And in that flow, everything begins to come naturally. Your dreams, your goals, your desires, they start to align effortlessly with your actions and your reality. So choose silence as your ally. Choose it as the space where your growth happens, not in loud declarations, but in quiet strength. Let silence be the soil where your potential takes root and flourishes. Trust that in this silence you are not standing still, you are becoming unstoppable. Everything you want is growing quietly inside you, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Stay silent long enough, and watch how naturally, beautifully, and powerfully it unfolds. Letting go of control is one of the most difficult but most liberating acts you can perform. We live in a world obsessed with control. The idea that if we plan perfectly, speak loudly enough, or push hard enough, we can bend reality to our will. But the truth is, control is often an illusion. The more you try to force outcomes, the more resistance you create, both inside yourself and in the world around you. Trying to micromanage every detail only drains your energy and steals your peace. Control creates tension. It ties you to the outcome, making you anxious about what might happen. It traps your mind in endless loops of what if and if only. And that tension is a barrier. It blocks the natural flow of life and the opportunities quietly unfolding for you. When you hold too tightly, you miss the beauty of what is actually happening beneath the surface. Surrendering control is not about giving up. It's not about being passive or weak. It's the ultimate act of strength because it requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the unseen forces working in your favor. When you let go, you release the weight of worry and open your mind to possibilities you couldn't see before. This is where silence plays its most powerful role. Silence invites surrender. In the quiet, you learn to observe without reacting. You witness your thoughts and emotions without clinging to them. You stop fighting the flow and begin to flow with it. This surrender brings a profound peace that fills the space left by control. By releasing control, you invite life to move naturally. Doors open that you never imagined. Solutions emerge effortlessly. People and circumstances align in ways that feel almost magical. This isn't luck, it's the power of alignment. When your inner world matches the outer world because you're no longer resisting, but cooperating. Trusting this process is an act of faith. Faith that the timing is perfect, even if it doesn't match your own timetable. Faith that what you desire is already making its way to you, even if you can't see it yet. Faith that silence is not emptiness, but preparation. This kind of faith transforms impatience into patience, desperation into calm expectation. Impatience and the need for control are often fueled by fear, the fear that you'll miss out, that you're not enough, that life is passing you by. But fear is a liar that thrives on noise and distraction. Silence cuts through fear like a blade. In silence, fear loses its grip because you see it clearly for what it is, just a feeling, not a fact. You realize that you don't have to fight or rush to prove your worth or make things happen. Instead, you can stand quietly and confidently, knowing that the universe is responding to your energy, your intentions, and your belief. This confidence is unshakable because it's rooted not in what you do, but in who you are. It's a power that doesn't scream for attention, but commands respect through presence. When you surrender control and embrace silence, your actions become more meaningful. You don't scatter your energy in vain attempts to control every outcome. Instead, you focus on what you can influence, your mindset, your efforts, your reactions. Your actions align with your purpose, and because they are born from clarity and calm, they carry far more weight. This alignment creates momentum. Momentum that doesn't burn you out but fuels you. Momentum that builds quietly but grows unstoppable. When you stop fighting and start flowing, you step into a rhythm where your efforts are amplified and your results multiply. There is also a deep freedom in surrender. Freedom from the exhausting burden of trying to control everything. Freedom from anxiety and stress. Freedom to be present and open to the unexpected blessings life has in store. When you let go, you open yourself to experiences, connections, and opportunities that you could never force or predict. Remember, some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happen when you least expect them, when you're not chasing but allowing. When you stay silent, you give space for these breakthroughs to emerge. You become like water, flowing around obstacles, finding new paths, and carving your way through even the hardest challenges. Control traps you in a small, rigid box. Silence and surrender expand you into infinite possibilities. They let you breathe freely, dream boldly, and act with purpose. When you let go, you move from struggle to flow, from resistance to acceptance, from fear to faith. This shift is not easy because it asks you to confront your deepest fears and uncertainties. It asks you to trust when you cannot see. But it is also the doorway to your greatest freedom and power. The freedom to live fully, the power to create naturally, and the peace to know that everything will come to you in its perfect time. So today, make the choice to release control, to stay silent in the face of uncertainty, to trust the process even when the path is unclear. When you do this, you step into a space where miracles happen, not because you forced them, but because you allowed them. Because you understood that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in fighting louder, but in staying silent and letting everything come naturally. In the quiet surrender of control, you begin to uncover a profound truth. Your power lies not in commanding the world, but in mastering yourself. True mastery starts within your mind, your emotions, and your choices. When you harness this inner power, you become unstoppable, not because you force things to happen, but because you align with the natural flow of life. Mastery is not about perfection or never making mistakes. It is about understanding your thoughts and emotions deeply enough to choose your response instead of reacting impulsively to every challenge or setback. It's the ability to remain calm in chaos, focused in distraction, and hopeful in the face of doubt. This kind of mastery emerges only when you cultivate silence within yourself. Silence sharpens your self-awareness. It reveals patterns of thought that hold you back and shows you where your true strengths lie. When you practice silence, you create space to observe your mind without judgment. You become aware of negative beliefs and fears that have quietly controlled your actions. This awareness is the first step toward change because you cannot fix what you cannot see. With this insight, you gain control over your inner world, the only control that truly matters. You learn to quiet the noise of self-doubt and fear. You learn to silence the harsh inner critic that keeps you stuck. This inner mastery frees you from the chains of past failures and the pressure of future uncertainties. When your inner world is calm and clear, your outer world begins to reflect that peace. Your decisions become wiser because they are rooted in clarity, not confusion. Your actions become more intentional because they come from a place of strength, not desperation. And your presence becomes magnetic because it radiates confidence and calm. This inner mastery creates a ripple effect in every area of your life. Relationships improve because you listen more deeply and react less impulsively. Opportunities arise because you notice what others miss, subtle chances hidden in the quiet moments. Challenges become less daunting because you face them with resilience and clarity instead of panic and chaos. Mastery also means embracing discomfort. Silence reveals the uncomfortable truths you've been avoiding, the fears, the doubts, the wounds. But rather than running from these feelings, mastery asks you to sit with them, understand them, and let them pass. This willingness to face discomfort without escape is a sign of strength. It builds resilience, the kind that can withstand life's storms without breaking. In mastering yourself, you learn that silence is not emptiness, but fullness. It is not absence, but presence. It is the powerful stillness where your true self resides, waiting patiently to be discovered and expressed. The more you return to this silent center, the more your actions become aligned with your highest potential. The world outside may be chaotic and noisy, but your inner silence becomes an unshakable refuge. It's a place you can always return to, a source of strength, wisdom, and peace. This inner sanctuary empowers you to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and courage. When you master your silence, you no longer seek validation or approval from others. You become your own source of confidence. This independence is liberating because it frees you from the exhausting cycle of trying to please everyone or prove your worth. Instead, you stand firm in your truth, knowing that your value is inherent and not dependent on external opinions. This self-mastery also fuels your purpose. When your mind is clear and your emotions steady, you can hear the subtle calling of your soul, your deepest desires and passions. Silence clears away the distractions that drown out this inner voice, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Your actions become purposeful, not random. Your goals become meaningful, not superficial. Purpose-driven action is powerful because it comes from alignment with your true self. It's not motivated by fear, ego, or external pressure. It's motivated by a deep, unwavering commitment to who you are and what you want to create in the world. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, success flows naturally. You attract the right people, opportunities, and resources because your energy is authentic and focused. Mastery also teaches patience. Growth and transformation do not happen overnight. They require consistent effort and faith in the process. Silence nurtures this patience by reminding you that progress is often invisible at first. Like roots growing underground, the most important changes happen quietly before they break through the surface. This patience is a form of self-love. It honors your journey without rushing or forcing. Through mastery, you learn to celebrate small victories and daily progress. Each moment of calm, each choice to stay silent instead of reacting, each step taken with intention builds momentum. Over time, this momentum becomes unstoppable. It carries you forward even when the path seems unclear or difficult. In this way, silence is not just a tool for peace, it is the foundation of true power. Power that does not come from dominating others or controlling circumstances, but from mastering yourself. Or power that allows you to move through life with confidence, clarity, and calm. Power that opens the door to lasting success and fulfillment. So, embrace silence as your ally in the journey of mastery. Return to it whenever you feel lost or overwhelmed. Trust that in this quiet space, you are building the strength and clarity to become the person you were always meant to be. Because when you master your silence, you master your life. And everything you desire will come naturally to you. When you learn to master your inner silence, a remarkable transformation begins to unfold in the way you perceive success. You realize that success is not a destination, a trophy, or a moment in time. It is a state of being. Success is not measured by how loudly you proclaim your victories, but by how deeply you connect with your own growth and purpose. This realization rewires your mind and shifts your entire approach to life. The noise of the world tempts you to chase external markers of success, praise, wealth, recognition. These are fleeting, easily lost, or taken away. But true success, born from silence and mastery, is resilient. It is a steady flame that burns regardless of circumstance because it is fueled by inner fulfillment and authentic progress. This kind of success cannot be shaken by external chaos or setbacks. Silence teaches you to appreciate this deeper success. It allows you to celebrate the invisible victories, the moments when you chose calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and patience over impatience. These victories are the building blocks of a meaningful life. They shape your character, fortify your resilience, and prepare you for even greater achievements. When you view success through this lens, your energy changes. You no longer chase approval or rush to prove yourself. Instead, you work quietly, deliberately, with a fierce focus on your own journey. This focus attracts success naturally because it is rooted in authenticity and purpose, not desperation or comparison. Comparison is one of the greatest thieves of peace. It pulls you out of your silence and thrusts you into the noisy arena of judgment and competition. When you compare, you lose sight of your unique path and the timing of your own growth. Silence protects you from this trap. It reconnects you with your own pace and progress, reminding you that your journey is yours alone. The power of silence lies in its ability to cultivate gratitude. In silence, you become more aware of the blessings already present in your life. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. It fills the space once occupied by doubt and fear with appreciation and hope. This abundant mindset attracts more positivity and opportunities, creating a powerful cycle of growth and fulfillment. Gratitude also softens the edges of struggle. Challenges do not disappear, but in the light of gratitude, they take on new meaning. They become lessons, stepping stones, and invitations to deepen your resilience. Silence gives you the strength to embrace these lessons without resistance, knowing that every hardship carries the seeds of growth. As gratitude grows, so does your ability to give and serve. True success is not selfish, it is generous. When you cultivate silence and mastery, you naturally become more compassionate and empathetic. You understand the struggles of others because you have faced your own. This empathy connects you to the world on a deeper level, creating bonds that support your growth and theirs. Service becomes a natural extension of your journey. You no longer seek success solely for personal gain, but to make a positive impact. This shift from self-centered ambition to meaningful contribution amplifies your fulfillment and legacy. It elevates your success from temporary achievement to lasting influence. In silence, you also find the courage to dream bigger. The quiet space nurtures your imagination and allows you to envision possibilities beyond the limits imposed by fear or doubt. These dreams are not reckless fantasies, they are rooted in your true desires and highest potential. Silence gives you the clarity and confidence to pursue them without hesitation. This courage to dream is what propels you beyond the ordinary. It pushes you to take bold actions aligned with your purpose. These actions, born from a place of calm conviction rather than anxious urgency, carry immense power. They open doors that no amount of noise or force could unlock. Dreaming big through silence also means embracing uncertainty. You no longer demand guarantees or clear paths. Instead, you trust that each step forward, even when uncertain, is guided by a deeper wisdom. This trust transforms fear of the unknown into excitement for discovery. The natural unfolding of your dreams is a process, one that cannot be rushed or forced. Silence teaches you to surrender to this process with grace. You learn that sometimes the best way to move forward is to wait, reflect, and prepare. Other times, it is to act decisively with the confidence that comes from inner stillness. This balance between action and patience is the rhythm of success. It keeps you grounded and adaptable. You become like water, strong enough to break through barriers, yet flexible enough to flow around obstacles. This adaptability is essential in a world that is constantly changing. When everything comes naturally, it is because you have aligned with this rhythm. Your actions are not random or frantic, but purposeful and timed. Your energy is focused, your mindset clear, and your heart open. This alignment is magnetic. It draws people, opportunities, and resources toward you effortlessly. Living in this natural flow brings profound fulfillment. You are no longer chasing fleeting goals, but living a life of meaning and joy. Every day becomes an expression of your highest self, and every challenge an opportunity to deepen your mastery. The silence you cultivate is your greatest ally in this journey. It is the source of your strength, clarity, gratitude, courage, and purpose. It is the quiet power that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. When you stay silent, you do not just survive, you thrive. So embrace this silence. Let it be the soil where your dreams grow, the light that guides your path, and the strength that carries you forward. Trust that when you do, everything will come naturally because you have become the person capable of receiving it all. When you embrace silence as your guiding force, something remarkable happens. Your energy transforms from scattered noise into focused power. Energy is the currency of achievement, but most people waste it chasing distractions, reacting impulsively, or trying to control what they cannot. This exhaustion leaves them drained and disconnected from their true potential. Silence, on the other hand, refines your energy. It distills your focus, sharpening it like a laser cutting through fog. Focused energy is unstoppable because it flows with intention and clarity. It's not about doing more, but about doing what matters most. In silence, you learn to conserve your energy, directing it toward your highest priorities instead of being pulled in every direction by the world's chaos. This focus creates momentum that grows stronger with every deliberate step you take. This momentum is not frantic or forced, it is steady and sustainable. It carries you through challenges, keeps you grounded in setbacks, and propels you forward with renewed strength. The power of momentum born from silence is subtle but profound. It doesn't burn you out, it fuels your growth. This energy aligns your actions with your deepest values and goals, making each effort meaningful and impactful. Silence also allows you to tap into your intuition, the quiet inner voice that knows the way forward when logic and noise cloud your judgment. Intuition is a force of clarity that cuts through confusion. When your mind is quiet, this inner wisdom speaks louder and clearer. Trusting your intuition is an act of courage because it requires letting go of overthinking and doubt. But it is one of the most powerful ways to stay aligned with your true path. The more you listen to your intuition, the more you act from a place of authenticity and confidence. Your decisions become less about fear of failure and more about faith in your unique journey. This faith strengthens your resolve and deepens your commitment to your goals. Even when the road ahead is uncertain, energy focused through silence also improves your resilience. Challenges will come, they are inevitable. But when your energy is calm, centered, and intentional, you respond to adversity with strength rather than stress. You don't waste precious energy fighting against the inevitable. Instead, you adapt, learn, and move forward with purpose. This resilience is the foundation of lasting success. In this state, distractions lose their power. Noise from outside and inside no longer pulls you away from what truly matters. Your attention becomes a shield that protects your focus. You become selective with where you invest your time and energy. This selectivity is a form of self-respect and discipline that others may not understand, but that sets you apart. With focused energy, you also gain clarity. Clarity about your goals, your values, and the steps you need to take. Clarity is a light that illuminates the path ahead, reducing confusion and hesitation. It frees you from second-guessing and paralysis by analysis. Every move you make becomes intentional, each action a building block toward your vision. When you operate from this place of clarity and focus, success stops being a distant dream and becomes an unfolding reality. The universe responds to your energy, matching your intent with opportunities and support. This is not coincidence, it is the natural law of attraction working in harmony with your silent power. Harnessing this energy also transforms your relationships. When you are centered and focused, you bring calm and presence into every interaction. People sense this strength and are drawn to your authenticity. Your connections deepen because they are built on genuine engagement rather than noise or superficiality. This quality relationships become a source of support and inspiration, fueling your journey further. Focused energy through silence also opens the door to creativity. When your mind is quiet, it frees space for new ideas to emerge. Creativity is not just about artistic expression. It's about problem-solving, innovation, and seeing possibilities where others see obstacles. Silence nurtures this creative flow, allowing you to approach challenges with fresh perspectives and solutions. This creative energy, combined with focused momentum, gives you an edge. It empowers you to break through barriers and forge new paths. You become a force of innovation in your own life and work, constantly evolving and growing. This evolution is key to staying relevant and thriving in an ever-changing world. Remember, energy is not just physical vitality, it's mental and emotional strength as well. Silence helps you regulate your emotions, preventing burnout and exhaustion. It gives you the tools to manage stress and stay balanced. This emotional balance enhances your decision-making and relationships, creating a harmonious cycle that supports your success. Ultimately, mastering your energy through silence leads to freedom, the freedom to live and create on your own terms. When your energy is focused, your mind is clear, and your heart is aligned, you become the architect of your destiny. You no longer react to life's chaos, but create your reality with intention and power. This freedom is the ultimate reward of silence. It's the place where everything comes naturally, because you have cultivated the inner conditions for growth, success, and fulfillment. You become a magnet for the life you desire, not by force, but by the quiet, powerful energy you radiate. So honor your silence, protect your energy. Focus your power. When you do, you unlock the true force within you, the force that moves mountains, changes lives, and brings everything you've ever dreamed of right to your doorstep. In the stillness of your focused energy, a profound shift occurs in how you relate to time. Time, often seen as an enemy racing against us, transforms into an ally that works with you rather than against you. When you move in silence, time slows down, not in a way that drags, but in a way that expands. You become fully present in each moment, aware of its power and potential. This expanded sense of time is a secret weapon. It allows you to break free from the frantic rush of deadlines, distractions, and the endless chase of tomorrow. Instead of being a prisoner to the clock, you become its master, choosing how to spend every second with intention and purpose. This mastery over time creates space for what truly matters, giving you the freedom to invest in growth, creativity, and meaningful connection. In silence, you discover that rushing is a thief of progress. Hurrying often leads to mistakes, regrets, and wasted energy. When you slow down, your actions become deliberate and precise. Each step forward carries weight and direction. This steady pace may seem slower on the surface, but it moves you deeper and farther than frantic bursts of effort ever could. Patience is born from this deep connection to time. It is not passive waiting, but an active trust in the process. Patience fuels persistence, and persistence is the heartbeat of every lasting achievement. Silence nurtures patience by reminding you that growth happens beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. It encourages you to nurture your goals quietly, knowing that the right moment to act will come. This patient approach to time also calms anxiety about the future. Worry stems from trying to control what is not yet here. Silence teaches you to focus on what you can do now, the only moment truly within your power. This focus reduces fear and empowers you to make progress without being paralyzed by uncertainty. Time mastered through silence also enhances your ability to reflect. Reflection is the bridge between experience and wisdom. It allows you to learn from successes and failures alike, turning every moment into a stepping stone. When your mind is quiet, reflection comes naturally. You see patterns, gain insights, and adjust your course with clarity and confidence. This reflective practice keeps you aligned with your values and goals. It prevents you from drifting into autopilot or chasing distractions. Instead, it roots you in purpose, making every choice meaningful. Reflection through silence sharpens your self-awareness, the foundation of all growth and transformation. When you harness time this way, you begin to understand the power of timing itself, the perfect alignment of preparation, opportunity, and action. Success is rarely about rushing ahead blindly. It's about recognizing the right moment to move and having the patience to wait for it. Silence attunes you to these subtle rhythms of life, helping you sense when to hold back and when to advance. This sense of timing is deeply connected to trust. Trust in yourself and the unfolding of your path. Trust allows you to release the need for immediate results and embrace the natural pace of growth. It shifts your focus from external pressures to internal alignment, creating a peaceful confidence that no setback can shake. In this way, mastering your relationship with time through silence not only enhances your productivity, but transforms your entire experience of life. You begin to live with a sense of flow where effort and ease coexist. Challenges become part of the rhythm rather than interruptions. Success becomes a natural outcome of consistent, purposeful action rather than a distant dream. Living in this flow reduces stress and increases joy. You savor progress instead of rushing past it. You celebrate small wins and find meaning in the journey, not just the destination. This joy fuels motivation and resilience, creating a powerful cycle of growth and fulfillment. The mastery of time also deepens your connections with others. When you are fully present, your relationships flourish. People feel seen, heard, and valued. This presence strengthens bonds and builds trust, creating a supportive network that encourages your growth and shares in your success. Time, when honored through silence, becomes a canvas for your best life. Each moment is an opportunity to create, to learn, and to connect. You no longer live in reaction to the world's pace, but in harmony with your own rhythm. This harmony is the essence of natural success. It is the space where your efforts align perfectly with the moment, producing results that feel effortless, yet profound. It is the dance between patience and action, preparation and opportunity, silence and expression. So let time be your partner, not your enemy. Embrace the quiet power of presence, trust the unfolding process. Move with intention and patience. When you do, you will find that everything you desire arrives not in a chaotic rush, but in a perfect, natural flow, because you have learned to move through time as the master of your own destiny. Within this space of mastery over time and silence, an even deeper truth emerges, the power of surrender. Not surrender as defeat, but surrender as trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust in the unseen forces that guide your journey. Surrender is the art of letting go of control without losing your direction. It is the willingness to release resistance and flow with life, confident that what is meant for you will find its way. Many mistake surrender for weakness or passivity, but true surrender is the greatest strength. It requires courage to step back, quiet your mind, and allow life to unfold without forcing outcomes. It means accepting what you cannot change while continuing to act where you can make a difference. This balance between action and acceptance is where your power truly resides. Surrender is the antidote to the exhausting struggle that so many endure. The struggle to control every detail, to rush toward success, to prove worthiness. This fight drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you trapped in frustration. Surrender breaks those chains. It opens you to receive guidance, insight, and opportunities that remain hidden when you are consumed by resistance. When you surrender, you align with the natural flow of life. You become like a river, moving effortlessly around obstacles, carving new paths with quiet persistence. This alignment creates a powerful magnetism. Doors open without forcing them. People, ideas, and resources come into your orbit with ease. Success becomes not a battle, but a dance, graceful, natural, and inevitable. The practice of surrender demands deep self-awareness. It requires you to know when to hold on and when to let go. This wisdom does not come from outside. It arises within the silent space you have cultivated. Listening to this inner voice, you learn to trust the timing and the process, even when the outcome is uncertain. Surrender also teaches humility, not the humility that diminishes you, but the humility that acknowledges life's mysteries and your place within them. This humility opens your heart and mind to growth, allowing you to learn from every experience. It dissolves the ego's need to control and dominate, replacing it with a sense of partnership with life. In surrender, you discover that control is an illusion. The more you try to control, the more you resist the natural rhythm of growth. The paradox is that by letting go of control, you gain true mastery over your life. This mastery is born from trust, patience, and the quiet strength of your inner silence. This inner silence becomes your sanctuary, a place where you can retreat from the noise and recharge. In this sanctuary, you find clarity about what truly matters. You shed distractions and false urgencies, focusing only on what aligns with your deepest purpose. This focus is both freeing and empowering. Surrender also invites you to embrace uncertainty with grace. Life will never be fully predictable or controllable. Uncertainty is the canvas on which your potential is painted. By accepting uncertainty, you open yourself to possibilities that rigid control would never allow. This openness sparks creativity, innovation, and unexpected breakthroughs. When you surrender to uncertainty, fear loses its grip. Fear thrives on control and predictability. Release the need to know every detail, and fear begins to fade. In its place grows confidence, not blind confidence, but a grounded belief in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. This confidence born from surrender transforms your relationship with challenges. Instead of resisting difficulties, you meet them with calm resilience. Challenges become invitations to deepen your strength and wisdom. Each obstacle overcome is proof of your capacity to adapt and thrive. Surrender also deepens your connections with others. When you release control, you stop trying to manipulate situations or people. Instead, you engage authentically, allowing relationships to grow naturally. This authenticity fosters trust and respect, creating bonds that support your journey. Living in surrender does not mean passivity or complacency. It means acting with clarity and purpose, while letting go of the need to force results. It means holding your vision lightly, willing to adjust as life unfolds. This flexibility is a hallmark of true strength. The greatest achievements often come not from force, but from this balance of intention and surrender. By staying silent and letting life move naturally, you tap into a current of success that flows beyond your effort. You become a conduit for possibility, attracting what you need when you need it. This path requires patience, trust, and the courage to face uncertainty without fear. But the reward is profound, a life where everything comes naturally, where your efforts align with the universe's timing, and where your true potential unfolds with grace. So surrender not as giving up, but as giving in, to the silent wisdom within, to the flow of life around you, and to the unfolding of your own unique path. In this surrender lies your greatest power. In surrender, you discover the profound power of presence, the ability to fully inhabit each moment with awareness and intention. Presence is the anchor that keeps you grounded amid life's storms. It is the calm eye in the whirlwind of chaos, the steady pulse beneath the noise. When you cultivate presence, you are no longer a passive passenger in your life. You become its conscious creator. Presence demands that you step out of the past shadows and the future's uncertainties. It calls you to bring your full attention to now, the only moment where true power exists. This focus dissolves regret and anxiety, replacing them with clarity and peace. In this space, your actions gain precision, and your responses become thoughtful rather than reactive. The psychological impact of presence is profound. Neuroscience reveals that when you are fully present, your brain functions at its highest capacity. Creativity blossoms, decision-making sharpens, and emotional regulation strengthens. Presence rewires your mind, breaking patterns of distraction and overthinking that drain your energy and cloud your vision. With presence, you cultivate a deeper connection to yourself. You become aware of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. This self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, which enhances your resilience and interpersonal relationships. When you know yourself, you can navigate challenges with grace and authenticity. Presence also transforms your relationship with others. When you listen and engage with full attention, you communicate respect and value. People sense your sincerity and are drawn to your calm confidence. This connection builds trust and opens doors to collaboration and support. Presence creates a magnetic energy that attracts opportunities and allies alike. Living with presence means honoring your limits and rhythms. It frees you from the trap of constant hustle and burnout. You learn to pause, breathe, and reset whenever needed, maintaining balance and vitality. This self-care is not selfish. It is essential for sustained success and fulfillment. In this state of presence, your intuition sharpens. The quiet mind becomes a clear channel for inner guidance. You recognize subtle signals and patterns that others miss. Acting on this insight keeps you aligned with your highest path and accelerates your growth. Presence also dissolves the illusion of separation. You sense your connection to the world around you, to nature, to the flow of life itself. This awareness nurtures gratitude and humility, qualities that enrich your experience and expand your perspective. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, fueling motivation and joy. The power of presence lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require grand gestures or complicated strategies. It asks only for your attention and willingness to be fully here. This simplicity is its strength, allowing you to harness profound transformation from the quietest place within. When presence becomes your way of being, success ceases to be a distant goal. It becomes a living reality unfolding moment by moment. You move through life with ease and confidence, guided by clarity and calm. Your impact grows naturally because you operate from authenticity and alignment. The journey to presence is a practice, a daily commitment to return to stillness and awareness. Each moment of presence builds your capacity to face life's challenges and seize its opportunities. Over time, this practice becomes a powerful habit, shaping your character and destiny. As you embrace presence, you step into your true power, not the power that demands or controls, but the power that creates and inspires. This power is magnetic, drawing success and fulfillment effortlessly into your life. It is the natural expression of a mind and heart in harmony. So choose presence. Choose to be here now, fully and without reservation. In this choice lies the key to unlocking your deepest potential and living a life where everything flows naturally, effortlessly, and beautifully. When you embrace presence, you unlock a vital truth about how true power is cultivated, not in noise or chaos, but in the depths of quiet confidence. This quiet confidence is not about arrogance or loud proclamations. It's a steady, unshakable belief in your own worth and path. It is forged in silence, where you confront your fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs without judgment and choose to rise above them. This kind of confidence is magnetic. It doesn't demand attention, it draws it naturally. People sense the calm strength within you, the clarity of purpose that can't be shaken by external circumstances. This silent power inspires trust and respect, creating an invisible force that opens doors and builds bridges without you having to say a word. Quiet confidence stems from deep self-trust, the kind that knows you are capable no matter what challenges arise. It is not blind optimism, but a realistic acceptance of your strengths and weaknesses, combined with an unwavering commitment to growth. This balance keeps you humble and hungry, grounded and ambitious.